Welcome to Her Story in Action from Women's Federation for World Peace. I am Adia Lancaster, your host for this incredible program today. And we have two amazing women leaders who are doing remarkable work in their community that will be awarded with the one and only Her Story Award. Before we get started, we just want to thank you for being here either live or watching this at a later date, and for supporting the work here that we do to celebrate women all over the country who are making a difference in their community. To talk a little bit more about what we do and the importance of this prestigious award, I'd like to bring up our president of Women's Federation for World Peace USA, Dr. Katerina Connery. Please welcome her to the virtual stage.
Thank you, Adia, and hello everyone who is watching with us virtually, live, or if you're watching the recording later. So I really love the Her Story Award. I'm always inspired every time we hold these and we hear the amazing stories of these women. Women have and continue to accomplish many amazing things. But with the Her Story Award, we're acknowledging the accomplishments and the amazing work that women are doing to serve their community and the world, but also the story behind those accomplishments. Because many times these women have gone through difficulties, challenges, ups and downs through their lives in order to get where they are. And along the way, they gained so much wisdom, so many things that taught them who they are and what they can accomplish and what they bring to the table to their families, the community, and to the world. So through this Her Story Award, we want to highlight those stories of compassion, of courage, of doing the impossible, and really the deep, deep heart of love and care that these women bring to their work. The Her Story awardees, they come from many different fields, but they're all just so amazing. And I just hope as you're listening to them, you can really feel their hearts and really feel what they bring. They have a short time to share, but there's so much more to them and their work, and what they're doing and what they have done. So I just love this award because we want to highlight those women and the leadership and the unique qualities that women bring to the table. So just without further ado, let's hear from our Her Story awardees. I know we have two amazing women to hear from tonight. And so let's bring back Adia to get us started with who we're going to hear from today.
Thank you, Dr. Connery. All right, so our first awardee is Dr. Kelly McCann, MD, MPH, who is a compassionate, integrative physician who has helped thousands of patients navigate complex and chronic health conditions. Her clinical focus includes hormone and thyroid disorders, gastrointestinal dysfunction, immune and autoimmune disease, environmental illness, and other medically challenging cases. Known for her calm, reassuring presence, Dr. McCann provides highly personalized care that addresses root causes while supporting the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. From the beginning of her medical training, Dr. McCann pursued a comprehensive approach to healing that integrates conventional medicine with functional, environmental, and mind-body therapies. She earned her Doctor of Medicine and a Master of Public Health in Tropical Medicine from Tulane University and completed residencies in both internal medicine and pediatrics. She has been in clinical practice since 2000 and remains deeply committed to ongoing education and cutting-edge evidence-based care. Hoag Memorial Hospital in Newport Beach recruited Dr. McCann to establish an integrative medicine practice and continues to serve on staff while maintaining a private practice in Costa Mesa. She is one of only 35 physicians worldwide to complete the University of Arizona Residential Fellowship in Integrative Medicine under Dr. Andrew Weil, who is certified by the Institute for Functional Medicine and is board certified in integrative medicine. An international lecturer and leader in environmental medicine, she lives in Orange County, California, with her husband and their dog, and enjoys yoga, hiking, reading, traveling, and learning Spanish. Before we bring up Dr. McCann to this virtual stage, I would first like to introduce you to Bruna Allen, who is the one who nominated this incredible woman leader for the HerStory Award this evening. So, Bruna, please share a little bit about why you nominated this amazing woman for this award.
Good evening, and I'm very glad to be able to do so. There is so much I could say about Dr. Kelly. She's not your common doctor. I learned that she herself struggled with health problems in young age, and when she decided to enter the world of medicine, she didn't just limit her studies to conventional knowledge, but she pushed her learning to a higher level by studying spiritual psychology, in which she earned a master's degree, and also by becoming certified in medical acupuncture and in the use of herbs, meditation, energy medicine, spirituality, and even more. And this is what I appreciate so much about Dr. Kelly, that she saw the importance of integrating the various aspects of the human being into the healing process. Isn't it true that normally we expect doctors to give us their magic potion and make our pain go away? I myself, in tackling my own health issues, I came to recognize that a holistic approach is best for true and lasting results. And an important element that distinguishes Dr. Kelly's work is indeed that she says it's your body that not only tells you what is wrong, but also has an innate ability to heal. So Dr. Kelly looks at the symptoms not as simply malfunctions that we'll heal with a pill, rather as messages that speak to us and hold the clues to understand what lies underneath. As a good doctor, in order to be a good doctor, one has to look at the connections taking place between the body, the mind, and the spirit as a unified whole. And that is what Dr. Kelly does with her comprehensive holistic approach. She becomes your companion, your best friend on the road to health. So I deeply admire Dr. Kelly. I have deep admiration for her work and who she is. She's truly motivated by compassionate care, seeing her work as a mission to bring complete healing, because she's convinced that our human lives have purpose, and healing means to be whole again, free from all our unresolved emotions that contribute greatly to make us sick. And she has been working on big plans, spearheading a shift in medicine, which looks to integrate the labs with life experience. But I'll stop here, for I am as eager as you are to hear from Dr. Kelly herself. Thank you for all you do, Dr. Kelly. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Bruna, and Dr. Connery, and the women's, yes, the Women's Federation of, I don't remember the name. Sorry, I'm a little flustered, but I am so grateful for this award. I am deeply honored to receive the HerStory Award. Um, I really would like to meet that woman. She sounds so amazing. um, so I didn't always know I wanted to be a physician, but I knew that I wanted deeply to help people, especially women. When I was young, I wanted to be a singer, and eventually I realized that okay, that wasn't going to bring me the level of fulfillment that I needed. And so when given the opportunity, I wanted to become an acupuncturist, but that didn't quite feel enough either. So I went to medical school, and I'll admit it was really hard. I I struggled not with the curriculum, but with the disconnect. We were taught to identify the diagnosis based on the symptoms, do these labs, and then once you have the diagnosis, you know what to do, you know what medication to give, you know what surgery to give. And I just thought, this is really not complete. The question that came up for me is why? What is it about this person's unique story, their life experience, their beliefs, their exposures that bring them to the point where they have this presentation? And that question drove me to keep exploring, because I knew that conventional medicine didn't have the answers. And simultaneously with that intellectual emotional pursuit and really trying to understand how to help people, I did experience my own health journey along with it. I think deepening that compassion and understanding. So um, at one point in my life, this was soon after residency, I was working in Oregon, and I became depressed, and I developed fibromyalgia and what I thought was depression, depression and fatigue. I would have to get a massage at lunch to try and finish my clinic day. And it was very difficult. I didn't know how to help myself at that point. So I left. I left that practice. I left that position, and I was able to heal with time and space. But fast forward to moving to California and opening my own practice, I got sick again. I knew better this time that I was in a moldy house and developed food sensitivities and more fatigue and brain fog, and I had difficulty sleeping. But now I had more tools. So I implemented those tools, and then discovered that, having grown up in upstate New York, I also had a couple of infections, Lyme disease, Bartonella, and I was able to clean those up. But then other things happened in my life that were emotionally very distressing. And that taught me additional layers of how to work with myself and how to be better present with patients. As Bruna shared, I got a master's in spiritual psychology from the University of Arizona. I'm sorry, from the University of Santa Monica in Santa Monica, California, and that happened concurrent with me opening my practice in Costa Mesa. And so here I was seeing how important our spirit, our soul is in our physical bodies, and yet how separated they were in the minds of conventional medicine. And even in the understanding from functional medicine, we really think, the mind is here and the body is here, and they don't really communicate at all, and the spirit is something separate, completely separate. What I came to understand was that every single cell in my physical body is imbued with a light force energy that is part of our soul. And in order to really, truly heal, we have to remember that part of ourselves. And so when I sit with people, I see that part of them, that part of their soul and help them get from very, very sick to understand what's happening with their physical body, to help calm down the nervous system, calm down the immune system, such that they start to feel better. And then they have more bandwidth to start to really ponder their thoughts, their beliefs, their emotions, and how those are linked to higher parts of themselves. And when we start to do that, when we start to recognize that the body is not our enemy, it's in fact always on our side, always trying to protect us, always trying to communicate to us, and we really start to listen in very closely to the messages of the body and learn the language of our bodies, we can reintegrate parts of ourselves that we have shut off. Not only do I have a clinical practice, I am starting a project called the Unforgetting Project, where we explore this on a regular basis. What are the messages that are coming in, and how can I listen more deeply and understand and integrate? And it's through my own experience, through holding patients' hands, through thousands of different patients, have I been able to get to this point. And I really do believe that we can't separate the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotions anymore. That true healing for every single person on the planet, which then translates into peace and love for more and more of humanity, comes by doing our own work and healing the disconnect that we feel inside of ourselves. So I am so very grateful to be recognized for the work that I think will continue to evolve and change and be very powerful for humanity, and in particular for women. So thank you so much for this award of the HerStory.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I feel like I speak for everyone where we say, I would love to have a doctor just like you. I think issues with our health can be so scary. Um, but to have someone who's by your side and like not just thinking like, yeah, like, okay, you have this problem, take this medicine and like in the door, out the door, but just taking us more holistically and the emotions and the spiritual and how it's all connected. And I feel like there's so much wisdom also in our bodies, like you were talking about, that can help us to grow spiritually and emotionally as well. And it's all interconnected. That's just so amazing. And I hope you spread your practice and more people like are on that bandwagon and like, spreading that more and more to our medical fields. And yeah, it's just so wonderful, everything that you're doing. Thank you so much. So now I will give you the award virtually, and we will send you the physical award as well. So hereby, on Women's Federation for World Peace, the HerStory Award is proudly presented to Dr. Kelly K. McCann on this day, January 24th, 2026, in recognition of your wisdom, healing presence, and unwavering service to integrative and environmental medicine. Through empathy, discernment, and exceptional depth of knowledge, you have illuminated paths to recovery, empowered patients, and inspired trust, hope, and renewed responsibility. We honor you as a peace leader who lives by the logic of love. So everyone who's watching, let's give a virtual round of applause for Dr. McCann. And thank you so much for everything you're doing and everything you represent.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Connery.
Yeah. Let us hand it off back to our MC, to Adia. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. McCann and Dr. Connery. when Dr. McCann was speaking and I was just listening, I really can feel even just your voice is healing, even just your whole presence has a very healing atmosphere that I can feel through this virtual space. So in person, I'm sure is 100 times more just impactful. And just like Dr. Connery said, I hope that we can multiply this type of practice across the world, because we need to really understand that we are whole beings and that healing comes from addressing our whole selves. So thank you so much for sharing your work, what you do, and let's move on to our second awardee for this evening, Dr. Christina Marie Darling. We are excited to get to know her and her journey. So Dr. Christina Marie Darling is an internationally recognized writer, editor, and educator whose work is distinguished by its intellectual rigor, formal innovation, and deep commitment to literary community. She is the author of more than 30 books, published by presses including Bloomsbury, Persea, Dzanc, and Penguin Canada. Excuse me if I mispronounced that second to last one. And her writing is widely known for challenging conventional boundaries of genre and form. A twice awarded Fulbright Scholar, Dr. Darling has served as an expert consultant to the U.S. Fulbright Commission and now sits on the Fulbright Awards jury. Her work has been supported by leading institutions such as Yaddo, the American Academy in Rome, and Cité Internationale des Arts in Paris. As an editor and mentor, she is especially known for championing innovative, hybrid, and experimental work, and for fostering spaces where dialogue, curiosity, and artistic risk are eternal. As a teacher and public speaker, Dr. Darling is admired for her generosity, clarity, and practical insight. She approaches writing as a shared conversational practice, one shaped by reading, teaching, and sustained engagement with artistic communities around the world. Born and raised in the American Midwest, she now divides her time between Greece, Croatia, and Italy's Amalfi Coast. So please welcome to this virtual stage, Dr. Darling.
Thank you so much for the generous introduction, and I would also like to thank the Women's Federation for World Peace for this incredible honor and for the important work that they do to build community among women. It is a privilege to share part of my journey among such an accomplished and generous audience. Before delving into the specifics of my story, I will say that in the age of social media, people tend to see the fruits of our labor without seeing the struggle, the mistakes, the learning, and self-improvement that occurs along the way. I wanted to just share a little bit of background information about my work as a writer and speaker as well. So I'm the author of many books, which often focus on celebrating works by women, non-binary writers, and BIPOC writers, especially work that is written off as being too difficult or too experimental. I love giving educators the tools to incorporate the seemingly difficult, seemingly experimental work in their classrooms. For me, this is so important because when writers are trying to challenge the status quo, a revolutionary message often requires new forms of discourse. So I love celebrating the difficult, the unruly, the hybrid, and all of these types of writing that other critics are afraid to approach. So in addition to my work as an editor and a writer, I founded a public speaking business that operates with clients throughout Europe, Southeast Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa, where I completed educational outreach as a Fulbright specialist in American Studies. And I currently split my time between faculty appointments in Greece, Croatia, and France, with winters spent on Italy's Amalfi Coast. It's a life I could have never imagined for myself, given the obstacles I faced along the way. My story began in earnest in 2003. I knew I wanted to be different from the other women in my family and to discover a sense of purpose apart from a traditional wife or mother role. At the time, this goal seemed impossible. I was putting myself through a top 10 university by working as a maid. I was the first in my family to go to college and took every opportunity I could to better myself and my future. After 4 long years of taking a full course load, working 3 jobs, and volunteering as an editor in the small press to promote diverse voices in publishing, I graduated Phi Beta Kappa and served as a student marshal at commencement. And this small victory showed me that anything is possible with perseverance. I really believe this with all my heart. When I see writers and artists giving up after getting a single rejection letter from highly competitive open calls, I wish I could tell them that I received 80 rejections before I received any acceptance letter from a literary journal. I was rejected 13 times from the Fulbright Scholarship before becoming a twice awarded Fulbright Scholar and going on to serve on the jury for the award. It's in these struggles that the learning occurs. In these moments, you discover who you really are by finding strength and resilience you didn't know was there at all. When I won a scholarship to complete a PhD in poetry criticism at SUNY Buffalo in their esteemed poetics program, I was told I would never be a public speaker or teacher. I didn't know it at the time, but I would go on to hold faculty appointments in Rome, Portugal, Switzerland, France, Croatia, at one of Europe's most beautiful campuses, where you can hear the waves of the Mediterranean crashing from the second floor classrooms. I would also, in a few short years, serve as core faculty at Tupelo Press's Manuscript Conference series, helping over 100 writers revise and secure publication contracts for their poetry collection. At this point in my life, it's an honor to mentor others and shepherd them as they publish and build an audience for their work. For me, the great gift of facing so many obstacles along the way is that I can make the journey smoother for other women who have been in my place. In 2022, I helped establish a scholarship fund in Greece to help first-generation college students like myself come to the island of Andros so that they can have their first experience abroad as a writing community. I've also sponsored grants in collaboration with the Ionian Center for the Arts and Culture to bring humanitarian aid workers to the island of Kefalonia to write and share their stories. It's my privilege to give back to the community that has taught me so much. In closing, I would like to say I'm nothing without the community whose love and guidance has made me who I am today. Thank you once again for this incredible honor and for everything you do to bring women together.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Darling. Thank you for sharing with us. Wow. I feel like we hear the list of all your accomplishments and what you're doing now. And it's great to also hear about all the rejection you you experience. And I'm sure it was not easy. Nobody likes to get rejection. And I'm sure those 80 times you went through all of your process and difficulty and, coming to, I feel like, my perception is, coming to like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And just again, trying again and, reaching and working towards your dreams. So that's really wonderful and encouraging. Like when you have that dream and like, this is what I want to do, like you just keep going and keep going. And even if you get 80 rejections or 13 rejections or, however many, eventually, we'll make it. And so perseverance and creativity. I hear that also in your story, finding the creativity. So I will present virtually this award, which we will send to you physically in the mail. The HerStory Award from Women's Federation for World Peace is proudly presented to Dr. Christina Marie Darling on this day, January 24th, 2026, in recognition of your enduring commitment to empowering artistic communities through literature, mentorship, and dialogue. Your compassion and leadership have transformed creativity into connection and inspired meaningful change across cultures. We honor you as a peace leader who lives by the logic of love. So, all of you watching virtually, let's give a round of applause for Dr. Darling, and we encourage you to keep going. And I think you will. It sounds like you're not going to stop. So that we're supporting you. And with that, we'll bring up Adia. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Darling and Dr. Connery. Yes, I hear so much resilience in your story, Dr. Darling, and it was probably also good content too to write about all those rejections. Maybe gave you more to think about and write on. But we do need to hear that. We do need to hear and see the unhighlight reels, right? What's really going on behind the scenes. I think that's so important. So thank you for sharing that and being so transparent, and definitely wish you all the best. And for those of you who are here with us now live, or if you really enjoyed this program, if you want to continue following the work that we do here in highlighting amazing women like you met this evening, please check us out at wfwp.us. We have wonderful newsletter that you can also sign up to be a part of and receive updates about the work that we do, the events that we have, just like this one. It happens every quarter, so we will be back with more amazing women to acknowledge and to highlight. You can see on your screen there are some QR codes that will link directly back to our website. And if you want to support beyond just being part of the email list, you can go to our donation page as well and become an actual member of Women's Federation for World Peace. And there are amazing perks that happen with that as well. You get discounts on things like webinars and Awaken Retreat. In fact, we just had put out a self-guided Awaken Retreat that you can find on our website. It is free for members to go through this self-directed course. So just a little hint of, if you really like this vibe, if you want more of how this made you feel and you are interested, please, I implore you to check out our website and support us in any way you can. And thank you once again. Your presence is a gift. Thank you for celebrating these wonderful women with us. And we look forward to seeing you next time for our Her Story in Action. That will be in a couple months. So in the meantime, be well, be healthy, be happy, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Crazy. Wait. All right. Thank you so much. See you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.